Welcome everyone to today's video, where we'll be showcasing the transformation journeys of multiple patients. So, let's begin with the journeys of our first patient and see how their hair transplant surgery transformed their appearance, restored their hairlines, and boosted their confidence.
Today, we are sharing the case study of a patient who was 27 years old, yet facing an advanced stage of hair loss. At this age, when people are building their careers and confidence, baldness severely impacts their self-assurance and overall personality. He had lost almost all the hair on his scalp, except for the donor area at the back and sides of his head. His baldness was classified as diffuse grade 5, where a few weak and miniaturized hair follicles were still present but not healthy enough to give a good appearance. His hairline had not shifted backwards, but it had thinned out very badly, making the forehead and scalp look quite empty. The frontal area and mid-scalp had extremely sparse thinning, with very few surviving hairs spread thinly, giving an uneven look. Meanwhile, his crown region was comparatively less affected. It showed signs of reduced volume. Both his natural whorls at the crown were still intact, but the hair around them had thinned considerably. Visually, his donor area looked a bit less voluminous, but it was actually packed with strong and healthy follicles, enough to successfully cover his baldness. Before we move ahead in the video, if you have any questions or doubts about baldness or hair transplant, drop them in the comments. We'll answer them in our next video. After a detailed and thorough trichoscopy session, it was time for one of the most crucial steps, designing the perfect hairline to restore his natural facial framing. While designing a hairline, our expert took into account every detail, from his facial symmetry to the natural proportions of his forehead to his round face shape. These details helps in crafting a hairline that would complement his overall appearance. Along with the hairline, the entire affected area, including the frontal zone, mid-scalp, and area of the crown region, was carefully outlined. This detailed mapping served as a blueprint to guide the implantation process, ensuring the distribution of grafts would give maximum density, natural coverage, and long-lasting results. During the procedure, our skilled experts followed an artistic approach to ensure the most natural and dense outcome possible. In the hairline zone, single and thin hair follicles were carefully implanted in an irregular pattern. This technique is essential to mimic the natural irregularities found in a real hairline, avoiding any flat or drawn appearance and giving the frontal area a soft natural transition. Moving into the frontal zone and mid-scalp, where the need for density is higher, double and triple follicles were implanted. This distribution added visible volume and thickness, restoring a rich, healthy look across the scalp where thinning was most severe. For the crown region, our experts paid extra attention to natural angulation. The follicles were implanted at varying angles and directions, ensuring the regrowth would blend with the existing swirl patterns without looking artificial. In this case, a total of 5,000 grafts were implanted, all extracted from the patient's safe donor zone, ensuring both the donor area's preservation and long-term sustainability of results. If you also want to take control of your baldness, just comment "Guide me." Our team will reach out to you. At this stage, PRP therapy nourishes the scalp with growth factors, strengthens the implanted hair follicles, and stimulates faster and healthier hair growth. This session was an important part of the post-operative care. Meanwhile, during the examination of his scalp, our experts observed 50% shedding in the transplanted area, which is a part of post-hair transplant journey. Despite the shedding, the newly designed hairline was already becoming visible, striking an impressive frame to his face and hinting at the fuller look to come. Additionally, the donor area had also healed completely and would become undetectable with time. 3 months post-transplant, the patient's recovery and hair growth journey continued to progress as expected. The shedding phase was still ongoing, which is a completely normal part of the hair transplant timeline. However, encouraging signs had already started to appear. A noticeable number of follicles had successfully entered the active growth phase. The crown region showed promising early results. The newly implanted follicles were sprouting healthy hair, gradually beginning to fill out the crown area, and soon it was expected to develop a visibly dense look. Meanwhile, the donor area had healed exceptionally well. By this stage, it had become virtually undetectable, blending seamlessly with the surrounding natural hair.
9 months post-transplant.
The change in our patient's appearance was truly impressive and life-changing. The once sparse and thinning frontal area and mid-scalp were now densely populated, with a seamless blend between the transplanted and his existing native hair. There was no visible distinction, just a rich, continuous flow of healthy hair. The crown region, which initially had shown signs of thinning, had also responded excellently. Volume and density had significantly increased, complementing the overall look. Now, his entire scalp was covered with thick, lush, and voluminous hair, giving him the vibrant and confident appearance he had been yearning for. This stage marked not just the restoration of his hair, but a complete boost to his personality and self-confidence. 11 months post-transplant, the patient's hair growth had reached an even more refined and mature stage. By this time, every gap had filled in beautifully, and the overall appearance of his scalp had become exceptionally dense and natural looking. The transplanted hair had not only grown in length, but had also gained thickness and strength, blending perfectly with his native hair to create a full, even coverage across the entire scalp. The hairline appeared completely natural, with soft irregularities and natural density gradients. The frontal area and mid-scalp looked robust and voluminous, giving him a very fresh and dynamic look. At the crown region, the swirl patterns were now fully visible, with rich, thick hair radiating out naturally, completing the transformation beautifully. Additionally, the texture, shine, and health of the new hair had improved significantly, giving the patient the freedom to style it as he wished, whether combing it back, parting it, or keeping a casual, natural flow. By the 11th month, the transplant had delivered results that didn't just restore his hair, it redefined his confidence, personality, and appearance, making it almost impossible to imagine that he once battled advanced baldness. Now, after seeing this incredible transformation, you know that even if your scalp has become extremely sparse, regaining hair is absolutely possible. With the right diagnosis, advanced techniques, and expert hands. Book your consultation today with our experts.
Now let's move on to the next patient.
It gave me a very good result, which you can see right now on my head and the hair. The growth was very satisfactory. So it was very successful, surgery. I feel even I'm more interested to go for a more, to create a more density in my hair. So maybe in future I can plan for that also. So I would suggest, and I also recommend wherever people ask me that from where you got this surgery and all. So I always recommend that QHT is the best center. When I discuss this whole issue with about my hair fall. So the answer what I've got from the doctor is very satisfactory, and he was very transparent whether your surgery will be successful or not. So he was very much clear. He was not giving any false commitment that it will be successful and all. So it was very clear instruction and very clear answer to the problem. So then I was satisfied and then decided to, okay, I'll go with this surgery with the QHT. So the day QHT was, my surgery was planned, I arrived here in QHT Haridwar, and I got all support from all support staff, doctors, all the administrative team. So when the surgery happened, yes, it was not that painful, but it was like something pinching on my head, but it was not that painful. Yeah, so it's a time-taking process. It's not a 1 minute, 2 minute job. It's a time-taking process. So it takes times, but it was not that painful. After surgery, they have instructed me all the precautions, and then after that, also they have continuously followed with me that what I have to follow, what I have to avoid. So during that time, I kept all the precautions what is suggested by the QHT team. So it was very good support from the entire QHT team. Even post-surgery, when the PRP session was arranged, it was well communicated, well supported. On a periodic basis, I used to receive a call from the QHT team that how's the result. Also, they were many times asking me about the pictures so that they can see the growth level of my this surgery, and it gave me a very good result, which you can see right now on my head and the hair. The growth was very satisfactory. So it was very successful surgery. I feel even I'm more interested to go for a more to create a more density in my hair. So maybe in future I can plan for that also. So I would suggest, and I also recommend wherever people ask me that from where you got this surgery and all. So I always recommend that QHT is the best center to get this solution because of the team, the staff, the doctor, the transparent communication. So there is nothing they are going to hide. They give you clear and absolutely a clear instruction and clear result oriented things. So I always suggest to go for the QHT, and also recommend all my known person, relative, friends, whomsoever ask me, then I always recommend for QHT. Thank you.
let's move on to the next patient.
Hello viewers, today we will share the journey of a patient who was dealing with diffuse grade 3A baldness, which caused a receded hairline along with noticeable thinning in the frontal and the mid-scalp areas, while the rest of his scalp remained healthy. Additionally, he had a dense donor area with a strong and healthy hair follicles, which played a crucial role in the transplant process. Let's take a look at how our experts helped him overcome his baldness and regain his confidence. Our experts crafted a custom-shaped hairline according to the patient's facial structure, keeping the hairline slightly lower from the middle and at the precise distance of 7 cm from the glabella point. Apart from the hairline, other affected areas were also marked. While designing, our experts consider factors like age, shape, and angle to ensure that the final result looks natural and suits the patient's facial features and expectations. During the procedure, our experts implanted single, thin hair follicles along the hairline to achieve a natural, soft look. At the same time, in the frontal and part of the mid-scalp areas, double and triple hair follicles were used to add fullness. Each follicle was carefully implanted to blend seamlessly with the patient's existing hair. This approach ensured a natural growth pattern with a smooth transition, complementing the patient's facial features. In total, 2,800 grafts were implanted, all extracted from the patient's safe donor area. One month after the hair transplant, the patient visited the clinic for his first follow-up PRP session, an essential part of post-transplant care designed to stimulate hair growth. At this stage, our experts observed approximately 70% shedding in the transplanted areas, which is a normal part of the hair growth cycle. At the same time, the donor area had healed completely. Four months after the transplant, early growth was visible on the scalp and his scalp appeared voluminous with the transplanted and native hairs merging seamlessly. We would see excellent results in the upcoming month. 6 months post-transplant, the progress was noteworthy and the patient's hairline had become well-defined, significantly enhancing his appearance. The frontal and mid-scalp areas had also gained beautiful density. However, this was not the final result. The best results were still to come. Seven months post-transplant, the first glimpse of the final result unfolds. His hairline was perfectly framing his facial features. Both frontal and mid-scalp areas were full of matured hair growth and no one could distinguish between transplanted and existing follicles. The patient is now styling his hair as he wants. These results enhanced his overall look as compared to his initial condition. With the lost hairline, his lost confidence was also regained. If you also want your youthful appearance back, then book a consultation with our experts and we will continue to share the patient's upcoming month's results.
Hello friends, if you have not subscribed to our channel yet, please like this video, share and subscribe to our channel and don't forget to hit the bell icon so that you will get update on every video.